Hello, hi, welcome to TechIn. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we can use switch preview feature that is available in openjdk 12. What's new in Java 12? As you're aware, openjdk 12 has introduced many of the features like Shenandoah algorithm, Microbenchmark Suite, and many others. Among these, so one important feature that they have released is switch expressions. It's a preview feature. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can use switch expressions. What's wrong with the switch statement? So actually, there is nothing wrong with the switch statement. It's just that several irregularities that are currently there in the existing switch statement, which are inconvenient for the developers. So one of them is the default control flow. So I'll explain this later in this video. Another one is that we can use the switch statement only as a statement. So how to use switch expressions? So openjdk 12 has introduced these switch expressions, which is a modification to the existing switch statement. So this is extended so that it can either be used as a statement or as an expression. So it also introduces a new form of switch label, which is written as case, label, and then the redirection operator. So traditional switch statement, this is how our traditional switch statements looks like. It will have, case labels and many break statements. So one, irregularity that we normally see here is the usage of break statement to end each case block. So this syntax has been modified in the openjdk 12, which looks something like this. There are no break statements and there are no worries. So I'll show you with an example how we can use this new preview feature. So before you start this, make sure that you have installed the openjdk 12. If you have not installed openjdk 12, you can go through my previous video and install the JDK 12. Just to make sure you have the right version, just check what version of Java you have. So I have installed openjdk version 12 on this system. So you can install if it's not there in your system. So you can use any of the IDEs. So I'm using STS. So I've written a simple program. So where I've tried to use a switch statement as well as a switch expression. So I've written a separate method. So where it will one method called call switch statement. So which typically uses the switch statement syntax that has been currently used in all other versions of the Java, and the one more method which is using the latest switch expression. So one drawback of using the traditional switch statement is that if this break statement is missing, so suppose if you forget to put the break statement, so what will happen? So this will fall through to the next label, and it's it will print Thursday as well. So let me run this example. Yeah, this is what will happen. So if you're missing the break statement by mistake, so it will fall through to the next case label and print the whatever the statements that it has in the block. So this is one of the drawback of using the traditional switch statement, which has been addressed in the switch expression. So here is a typical a syntax of an expression where we'll have case, label, names, and the redirection operator, and whatever the output or logic we want to perform, it will go here. So one thing important here is we are not seeing any break statement here. So that's one of the advantages. So we don't have to bother about breaking out of the case. I'm getting some syntax here. Syntax error incomplete. By default, openjdk 12 do not provide this preview feature unless you enable it. So let me show you how we can enable this preview feature. So I've saved the file as my switch on my local system. So I'll compile this using the command prompt so that we will see how to enable the preview feature. So in order to enable the preview feature. So you need to pass a enable preview command to the Java compiler. So I'm going to demonstrate how we can do it in the command prompt. I have saved the file in my local directory as a myswitch.java file. So I'm going to compile this from the command prompt. Also, I have my Java installed in tools directory. So I'm going to set the path here to execute Java C. And my program is in this directory from.java12 features. I'm just mentioning that path here. The file name is myswitch.java. See, when I'm trying to compile here, so I'm getting an error which says multiple case labels are a preview feature and are disabled by default. So it is not letting me to compile this because by default, these multiple case labels or the switch expression is a preview feature and is disabled by default. So how do we enable this? So in order to enable this, we need to use the enable preview to enable the multiple case labels. So let me enable this feature here. Just type enable preview right after the Java C command. So I'm getting one more error. Enable preview must be used with the either source or a release. So I'm going to use the source option. We are using JDK 12. So I'm giving source value as 12. So now, so we are able to, compile this. So still we are getting one warning like recompile with excellent preview. So let us do that. So this will print in detail how exactly the preview command is working. See, when I'm using the excellent preview, so it is going to give a verbose output. So when I use the excellent preview command line argument along with the enable preview feature, it will give me in detail about all the warnings. So the warning we are seeing here is the multiple case labels are a preview feature and may be removed in a future releases. So right now, so we have enabled the preview feature, and also we have compiled the my switch.java file where I have my sample programs. So here is my .class file. So let me execute it. To execute this program, so we have to issue a Java command along with the option enable preview and the .class file. So this is going to give me the output like this. So here, if you look at our program, we're calling two functions. So one is a call switch statement, other one is the expression. Since switch statement, we are commenting out all the break statements, it's going to fall through and print all the values. And when you call the switch expression, it just prints only the value Monday to Wednesday. This is the intended output. So which is here. This is how we can enable the preview feature in OpenJDK 12. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you.